Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 7th episode of our Knowledge of RWBY podcast on the Relic of Knowledge channel. I am your host, Goldstar, and today I am joined by my other host, Knight, and we'll be talking about episode 9 Lost and episode 10 Stealing from the Elderly in a double podcast episode. With that being said, I will get into the summary of the episode Lost. So, this episode starts off with Emerald and Mercury having a conversation about how they could be there without Cinder, and how Emerald doesn't really want to be there because Cinder really cared for her. Mercury counters this by saying that he really had no one to care for her, that Cinder doesn't really care for both of them, and he pretty much goes into a backstory about how his dad stole his semblance from him and said that whenever he grows stronger, he can get it back, which never ended up happening. So then this ends up going into a 30-second fight scene, which is interrupted by Tyrion, who is now revealed to have a robotic tail after his got cut in Volume 4. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And they pretty much tell Emerald and Mercury that he, along with Watts, has to go to Atlas in order to execute Salem's plan swiftly and quickly. That plan is still unclear. And then they leave. And then it goes back to Team Junior, and they're talking with Saffron about how they found out the truth about what's going on, and how they found out it was going to be harder than they expected. And Saffron pretty much offers that they could stay in Argus and go to the Sanctum Academy and help out there since they need the help. And John tells her that it isn't really that easy, and then Saffron goes to pick up Adrian from daycare. And then Ren and Nora go to a cafe to get some sort of coffee, espresso, and leaves John alone. He sees a leaf which wanders him over to a Pyrrha statue, which he, of course, starts to remember Pyrrha's death and how he's saddened by that. And right next to him is this woman who looks like Pyrrha, and then they start to have a conversation about how Pyrrha was always wanted to be a huntress and always knew that even though she wasn't going to win, she still had no other choice to make, and that his choice would probably be the only choice that she would be willing to make. And after this, the woman kind of leaves when Ren and Nora come back, after being comforted by John that Pyrrha was always a huntress. And then they all agree that they should fight in honor of Pyrrha, even though she isn't by her side, because she's still a friend, and she still will want him to go on. And after this, it flashes forward to Team RWBY and Maria, and they find Crow collapsed on the stairway. They help him up, and pretty much everyone reunites in front of the house, in which Oscar opens up the door. And they have been looking for Oscar the whole episode, so they were all pretty relieved to see him in the front door and surprised, because they just thought he wandered off somewhere. And he's in an entirely new outfit. He has like an entirely new spark in him to be himself, I guess, for as long as he can be. And then they get inside, and then they all kind of discuss about how they want to get out of Argus, in which John reveals a plan about stealing an airship and pretty much committing a heist. And Crow dismisses it as something that's not going to work. And then RWBY kind of, as a final scans up to the plan and tells Crow that she wants to hear it out, and that Crow isn't responsible for making their decisions anymore. And kind of convinces Crow to join them because they still want him by his side, even though he's kind of doubting their plan. And that's pretty much everything that happened in Lost. Would you care to summarize Stealing from the Elderly, Knight?
Sure. So Stealing from the Elderly, it begins with basically the execution of their plan. So Royce goes to the Argus base, basically tells them she wants to go back to Atlas. She's carrying a gigantic suitcase with them, which has Maria inside. While getting up the ramp to go in the ship, two of the guards that are escorting her try and take her bag and say that it's really heavy. Cordova gets a little suspicious, but Saffron is also there to see Weiss off and distracts them with Adrian crying. And then cuts to basically Yang and Blake heading to a nearby communication tower to take it down. So when the ship circles back to pick up everyone else, it won't be detected on the radar. Blake goes on her own to shut it down because she's a stealthy person. Weiss throws the guards out of the ship, and they're falling down with a parachute. Maria then gets out of the suitcase and plugs a chip from the I don't know ships, but like a driver's side of the ship into her eye, so I guess like she can pilot it directly. They start to head towards the gang, but they get picked up on radar. Weiss tells it, why is the radar still up? And then the base calls to see what's wrong, why the ship's heading back. Maria says some Atlas jargon, as they put it. The base tells them to return to base or they're treated as hostile. And Weiss says, I thought you knew their jargon. The base says, jargon was fine, but our pilots are not elderly women, since Maria said it. Cordovan says that if they don't bring the ship back, they'll face the true might of Atlas. Maria eats a bunch of cashews, saying that she just doesn't care. And then Yang begins to head to Blake. Crow blames his bad luck semblance for everything that's been happening, as he does, because bad luck. Then Cordova gets into an Atlas mech and starts to shoot down the ship. Starts to say some like crazy stuff, how the people have forgotten the true power of Atlas, and stuff like that. And it fires a warning shot at the ship. The ship starts to head towards the cliff where the gang is, everyone else is. And Cordova is following. It then cuts to Blake at the communication tower, being attacked by Adam, who is now wearing a blindfold instead of his mask. They have a fight, and he ends up falling from the tower onto the ground. And Adam states that he will never let Blake go again, and then it ends with them starting to have a fight or something like that. Good summary, Goldstar?
Yep. I think you got everything that happened in the episode. Now we should start moving on to the talking points, starting firstly with loss and then heading slowly to stealing from the elderly. First thing that we should really start talking about is obviously the beginning part where Emerald and Mercury are having the whole conversation, kind of the whole little mini fight. Something that I thought was really interesting is the difference between how Emerald and Mercury both perceive Cinder. Obviously, Emerald kind of thinks Cinder is like kind of a caretaker sort of figure because, as she says in the episode, Cinder sort of taught her a lot of stuff and watched out for her, while Mercury just tagged along because he didn't have any. He just thought it was a good opportunity, as he says in the episode.
As he said, after he killed his father, Cinder and Emerald were looking for a person with the exact skill, so he just joined them, because it seemed to do the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was interesting that like Emerald basically just joined because of Cinder, while Mercury joined because he just felt like it. It was also interesting that Mercury said his dad stole his semblance. So I'm guessing his dad's semblance was to steal other people's semblances or something like that.
I mean, that's kind of a very interesting concept, which I'm sure it's probably not going to get explored that much, but it's kind of interesting how that works, in which you can steal a semblance from someone.
Because he still has his aura, just no semblance.
Yeah. What was his semblance? Did he mention that in the episode?
I don't think he ever mentioned what his semblance was. I don't think he knew what it was.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, and I guess since he killed his father as well, he's not going to get it back.
Yeah. I mean, what I was thinking, maybe the reason why his father stole it was because he probably foresaw himself in Mercury and saw that if Mercury still had his semblance, it would make it so much easier to actually kill his father, which obviously did end up happening anyways.
I don't think it's like that. I think it's like his father trying to train him, and he thought his semblance would be like, as they said in the episode, a crutch, as a weakness. He could be too dependent on the semblance, depending on what it was.
Yeah, that may be true, but...
Yeah.
No, the answer isn't really that obvious unless we know what the semblance is, which we really don't.
And then there's Emerald on the other hand, who is basically just having an identity crisis because her identity was basically like tied to Cinder being there. She was there because of Cinder, basically.
Mm-hmm. And now that Cinder is gone, she's struggling to find a place for her own because she was kind of seen as, like what you said, someone who was there with Cinder, kind of like Cinder's little sidekick, I guess.
Yeah.
And now that she's here with a bunch of these random people, I guess, with Salem, she doesn't really know exactly if she belongs there or not.
Yeah. Well, she can't wait. She'll be killed then instantly.
Yeah, should be, which which is something that Tyrion said. He said that if you don't think you belong here, you're in the wrong place. You just leave immediately. And
he was like, "Oh no, you can't do that."
yeah, which I thought he was kind of funny too. He just comes in with his robot tail while they're having a little fight.
Like, I guess moving on from those two pieces, there's nothing really else to talk about. But yeah, Tyrion and Watts, after the whole Emerald Mercury fight, Tyrion kind of breaks it up.
Yeah.
And reveals that he and Watts are gonna Atlas to prepare for whatever Salem's plan is, and also mentions that Ironwood is starting to get level-headed, not being so much paranoid. And he may call upon aid from Vacuo, and if you do that, it's gonna put like a dent in Salem's plan. It could be it could all fall apart.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I'm curious to know what Tyrion and Watts are gonna do, and if you're gonna whatever they're gonna do, is it gonna be in this volume or in the next volume?
I'm very curious to know what exactly Cinder wants out of Atlas, because like we know that she executed the Fall Beacon, of course, but is she gonna do the same with Atlas? Is she just gonna make all kingdoms fall one by one?
But you mean Cinder or Salem?
Sorry, Cinder. I meant.
Cinder or Salem?
Oh my god. Well, Cinder executed the Fall Beacon, which was it Salem's plan or was it?
I think it was Salem's plan.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Cinder executed Salem's plan for the Fall Beacon, and now Salem is going to have Tyrion and Watts execute another plan in Atlas, but is it going to be the same as the Fall Beacon, but instead of Fall the Atlas instead?
Something similar, probably.
Yeah, that's my question. And in that case, how is it going to be done?
Yeah. Well, also, you're saying Fall of Atlas. Like, Atlas is like a country or continent or something like that,
Yeah.
and Remnant. Beacon was just a school.
I mean, that is true.
Yeah, but if are they gonna attack Atlas? I think it's Atlas Academy. Are they gonna check Atlas Academy? Shut down there? Because I think Atlas is the most technological advanced of all the kingdoms.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it'd be really interesting. And Tyrion's robotic tail. I think some people theorize he got like a grim tail or something like that.
Yeah, I believe that was a talking point. Either Grimtail or Tattail.
Yeah, and I like the robotic tail. It looks cool.
Yeah, it does. I'm just wondering if it has like the same capabilities as his Vagrant tail.
Which was just like the poison.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's got different poisons. Like, it's a poison. Now it's acid. Now it's ketchup.
Now it's ketchup. A ketchup tail. Yes. I mean, we don't know. Maybe he has more abilities. Do you know who built his robotic tail?
I'm guessing Watts, since he's the scientific.
Yeah. I was guessing so, but I'm wondering if he added like you said, any more special abilities to his tail, or whether he just kept the original poison in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I guess we'll see through this volume or either next volume whenever they decide to make a big appearance. But
yeah. Also, I don't think it's ever stated what Tyrion's semblance is at all, if he has one or not.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
No,
I think so. Right now Mercury's the only one confirmed of like the main baddies.
To have
bad guys that have no semblance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is he the only one confirmed in general to have no semblance?
I think just confirmed in general who is fighting who has no semblance.
Because I remember John struggled with his...
Well, John had no semblance, but now he does, so...
Yeah.
Alright, I think there's enough said about that. Moving on. I want to talk about the Pyrrha person that appeared.
Yeah.
I don't know what her name is. I think her name on like the credits of that episode was called red-haired girl or something like that.
Yeah, it was literally red-haired girl. It was her first appearance. Her name was never mentioned.
Yeah, but that was she was definitely voiced by the voice actor Pyrrha. I think Jen Brown it is or something. Jen Brown, I think her name is.
You could be right. I'm not very sure about
You don't know, yeah.
No,
but I'm thinking it's either either Pyrrha's mother or her sister.
Yeah, definitely someone related to her because obviously the features and how much she knows about Pyrrha.
Yeah.
I'm kind of got the impression of a mother figure. Just because she shared the same appearance, but she looked a little bit older. And I think maybe, I mean, it could be like a sister older, but I think it's too old for that. And I don't know, I just felt like a general kind of mojo of a mother figure. I don't know how to describe it, but...
Yeah. But that character is interesting. It was interesting that I didn't realize Sanctum Academy, where Pierre trained, was in Argus. I
Yeah,
did not realize that. I thought it was in like I definitely thought it was in Mistral, but I didn't realize it was in Argus.
yeah, that's a very interesting place, especially since like we already know the history of Argus is that it's a place built between two kingdoms. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's very interesting to have an Atlas Academy in a place where technically two kingdoms are.
Wait, I just realized this. If Sanctum is there and it's like still open, wouldn't
Yeah,
there be like huntsmen training there or like huntsmen in training there
you could be
to
right.
help also protect?
I mean, you could be right. Um, I'm not sure. That's actually a very good question.
Or it could be like what's it Lionheart when he was in charge. He kept sending huntresses and huntsmen to their deaths on missions.
Well, I mean, then again, that was because he was working for Salem. We don't
Yeah.
know
So
anything.
I'm saying it could be understaffed and not have enough huntsmen like to teach or anything like that.
Yeah. Now I actually want to know about that. I want to know if there are any huntsmen or huntresses being trained at that academy.
Yeah, because right now all we know is Atlas and maybe like a few huntsmen and huntresses are protecting it.
Yeah. Or maybe after the fall of Beacon, they just shut down all academies. And
Yeah, well, I don't think so. Haven was shut down for a little bit, but then it was supposed to be reopened by the time Crow got there and everyone else got there, but it wasn't because Lionheart.
yeah, that was true. Hmm. Not sure. You bring up a very good point that I
Yeah.
just don't know the answer to. Like,
Yeah, we don't know. I don't think it would really be explored.
yeah, no, but it is something that would make sense to explore, just so like it
Yeah.
can kind of be explained more. But
Yeah. Do you think we should move on, or do you have anything else to say about this pure
no,
person?
I think we should move on. Her identity is mainly just either someone close to her. I'm thinking more towards the mother.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that's really all I gotta say.
And there's something else basically related to that scene, and something that we really brought up. I think Joe brought it up one time about about the soundtrack and the music in this volume so far.
Mhm.
So me and Joe, we are really big fans of the soundtrack and the music and RWBY in general. And in Volume 6, I think I really like the song so far. Like, so basically when the Pyrrha statue scene is going on, there's a song in the beginning. I think it's I'm not sure if the titles are actually the actual titles or just what they been dubbed as, but it's called Forever Fall, which is a nice kind of a thing allude to like the Forever Fall in the actual place in RWBY.
Mhm.
And then later in the earlier in the volume, we've had Miracle, which was the song playing on a train scene in the first episode, and then One Thing, I believe it's called, which is
Yeah.
the Cinder versus Neo,
Yeah, one thing.
and I think that's all of them. And then Lionize in the Adam trailer.
Mhm. But
All
should
the
we
songs-
count the Adam trailer towards what we think for
Kind
volume?
of. I kind of count some of the trailers as like I count the Volume 5 trailers as kind of in Volume 5.
Yeah.
But no, like and then like some of the renditions they just did like in the background of like this will be the day and then Rising when they get to Argus. I thought it was really just cool. I really like the soundtrack.
I mean, it's interesting that we talk about the soundtrack now, and I think it's better that we talk about it later in the volume since we kind of get to reflect on all the songs they kind of released so far, which
Yeah.
you said was only 3, correct?
Yeah, about 3 I think.
Yeah. The one that really stuck out to me out of all of these, and maybe that's just because I listen to it way more often, is I already forgot the name, which is kind of sad, but that song where that plays in the background where Cinder and Neo are fighting.
One Thing.
Yeah, maybe because I just feel like that song goes really well with the scene itself and kind of fight and how
That-
yeah.
and how it just works. Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that song is kind of like how Neo is like if Neo would talk, that's what you would say.
Yeah, that's what I felt. I felt like it choreographed very well with the mood, and that's what I love about almost all songs for the movie soundtrack. I don't really talk about it that much
Yeah.
with you guys, but I love just the general mood they set and like the lyrics, what kind of message is behind that.
Mhm.
And I felt like in Volume 6 that has definitely carried on from other volumes. And
Yeah.
I just have like a playlist. I'm not gonna lie, I have a playlist on my personal account of just every song from RWBY.
I think we all do.
we all do, but it's something I haven't admitted yet. So Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, moving on from that, I want to talk about kind of just briefly Oscar's new outfit.
Mhm.
You know what? It's kind of weird that I disappeared. I came back. I'm now wearing. I just went to the clothing store. Didn't tell you guys.
Didn't tell you guys. Bought a whole new outfit. I don't know where I got the money from.
Yeah.
Just kind
Yeah.
of happened.
I kind of. It kind of looks like one of Ozpin's like all his past reincarnations.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to one of those. I don't know which one, but
Mhm.
I like it. It looks better than whatever he was wearing before. Those
Yeah.
like farm thingies.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how he got the outfit. Like,
Yeah, me too.
like, did he just have money on hand that he just stole
Yeah.
from the house and just like, hey, I'm gonna buy a whole new outfit with this. I hope you guys don't mind.
Well, yeah, he didn't have any money when he was in the when he was at the train in
Volume.
volume 4. He
Yeah.
probably got some money eventually.
Yeah, that is true, but something that kind of connects to the outfit is kind of this kind of new attitude that he has about how he is only gonna be himself for a certain amount of time because he's kind of skilled, has Osmond in him, and how he wants to kind of help in any way that he possibly can without relying on what Osmond tells him or will tell him in the future. Um, which was kind of really interesting, especially he took like a day, right? Kind of a day to think about this, right?
I wouldn't say like a day. I would say like it was like kind of like afternoon maybe when when he disappeared. And maybe like 12 hour, like 6 8 hours, something like that.
6 hours. What I'm wondering is how did he start thinking in this new mindset in 6 to 8 hours?
I don't know. It's just something. He just thought he had some time to think. Probably didn't. I guess he didn't need that much time to think.
Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of interested because this puts development on Oscar as an individual instead of just someone who's a reincarnation of Osbin.
Yeah.
And it kind of gives him identity in some way, which is the opposite of what Emwood's going through. Because she's struggling with what she wants to be, while Oscar just found out his purpose.
Yeah.
Alright, you want to add anything else to Oscar? Like
No, I
anything
think I
else?
want to move. I think I want to move on just to the stealing of the Atlas ship,
Mm-hmm.
or as we like to call it, the heist.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was I like the John's plan for it. Basically, just get Weiss to say that she wants to go to Atlas, and then when they're out of range, knock out the guards, take out the communication tower, circle back, pick everyone up, and go to Atlas.
Yeah, so something I want to add about this kind of heist scenario while kind of rewatching the episode again, writing the summary, helping you write the summary, I should say. I was looking over the comments of what people wrote for the episode, and there was this one comment that really stuck out to me because someone was like, "Oh, I was either expecting a really boring scene where they would just sneak into an airship and then just go to Atlas without being detected, or some sort of like." I guess some sort of heist like this. The reason why that stuck out to me so much was because I'm not sure if I can speak for everyone, but I think the general reaction was that it was either going to be really boring or it was either going to be executed very well. And I'm definitely leaning on the side that was executed very well, and we'll get to this later, but I love the cliffhanger that was kind of placed at the end. Not only for Adam, which is something that we'll discuss later, but also for kind of the plan, how Cordova is attacking them with a mech and how it's pretty much all starting to kind of fall apart on itself.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I also kind of want to mention just a little sidetrack. So we've been in the previous episode we mentioned Cordovan. We've been saying Cordovin because it's actually Cordovan. That was on us because when the first episode where Cordovan was in, that episode when it released, I don't know if it still is or has been changed, did not have any subtitles at all. So I couldn't figure out how to spell or basically how it sounded. It sounded to me like Cordopin, but it's actually Cordovin.
yeah, well, that's clarified now. And
So when I told Joe and Goldstar about it, we just been saying Cordopin. So yeah.
alright, well, now we know. And something that I kind of want to sidetrack to that. I thought it was funny. The best distraction, just a crying baby.
Yeah. It's like crying baby distracts you. It releases like a sound wave.
It releases a whole sound wave, and the gods are like, "Oh, we must entertain it.
Yeah.
We
I also
must."
really liked how when like the scene, it's like turn back around. Like then it goes like no, everything's fine, everything's fine. How are you? They did something that I just liked. It's like
Yeah.
no, the jargon was fine, but our pilots aren't usually old or elderly women. And like Cordova's like turn the ship back around. Just choose cashews. You hear that? That's the sound of me not caring.
I also love just the crazy laughter she shows after.
Yep.
It's like
And like it was amazing.
Yeah. It kind of really grows the hatred that just Maria has for Cordovan. It's like, I don't care about you and your threats. I'm just gonna continue on. Hope you don't mind.
Yeah. And then also, Weiss's reaction to everything. It's like, wait, I thought your eyes were in desperate need of repair. How could you hook them to the machine? Bup.
But
Don't question it.
yeah, something that I do want to question though is I know that her eyes were kind of repaired by Atlas, but how does the Atlas like general technology connect with the military technology?
I don't know. It's like an iPhone. It connects to everything. If you have a USB port, it connects to everything.
I mean, in that case, then I'm sort of worried about about how some sort of random person at Atlas could just get access to just military technology because it's so similar to what they use.
Well, though thinking about in volume like 2 and 3, like during the beacon, people like Ozpin, Ironwood, even Cinder, they used their scrolls and plugged it into like at the communication tower in Beacon to show things. They plugged their scroll into just anything.
Mhm.
I'm thinking something like that's easy accessibility.
Yeah. No, I'm a bit worried about how easy the accessibility is.
Yeah.
Because if it's so easy that just anyone can do it.
What was so easy in volume 2 when Cinder put the virus on a communication tower and that spread to everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to mention about Heist
Well, no,
itself?
I do want to mention some more things about the
Yeah.
heist. And going back to just Maria being crazy, being just like not caring. I like Weiss's reactions, like even more. It's like we have a problem, and Maria isn't helping.
You just hear her laughing in the background too. Yeah. Kind of transferring over from kind of the main part of what we saw in the episode. We should probably start talking about the Yang and Blake part.
Well, not yet. I want to ask
wait.
one more thing about the heist,
Okay.
which is basically when they got the ship, and then Cordovan's Mech.
Oh yeah, her
thing.
Mech.
Yeah. The Mech. That thing looks pretty cool. It's kind of like it's not like the what's it called, the Elysian Paladin, where when we first saw it it was just old gray and had white Fang sub because White Fang took it.
Yeah.
But then we see it in Volume 3, it's got Atlas markings and everything,
Mhm.
and it looks pretty. I like the that look better. But no, this Mech is just
Yeah, I was
it's
very impressed with this Mech.
yeah, like the colors and everything.
Mhm.
It looks like something that was built by Atlas, but then for another kingdom.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of what does it remind me of? Joe watches much more anime, but kind of like a Mech from some anime or something like that.
A Mech from just any anime.
Like yeah,
I remember that you mentioned earlier, just in our free time, that you mentioned something about kind of transferring over to Mech from Genlock.
oh yeah, like I made a joke saying they just used a reused a cut Mech and Genlock that
Yeah.
they just put in RWBY.
I mean, I was saving a lot of money, sure, but
Yeah, but no, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't. Looking at just Genlock trailer in general, I don't think this will be a Mech and Genlock, but it looks like a good Mech and RWBY.
yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, just kind of really, really off topic, just everything we've been talking about. But I do like how in every episode they do show the Genlock trailer for like a minute.
Yeah, the same one. Let's get you hyped for it. We'll do a Knowledge of Genlock series when that comes out.
Yeah. When is it coming out?
January 26th, I believe.
January 26th. Oh, it's coming out soon.
Yeah, coming out soon. Alright, so yeah, the Mech, a really cool design. I like it. It's gigantic.
Yes.
I really, if they have, Cordova is just insane.
I mean, Maria's also a bit insane.
Well, Maria is not in charge of a military base.
That is very true. You have a good point. So she can't really ruin the entire
Yeah.
structure of a military in Argus.
I feel like Atlas is just like Ironwood's got. He was actually there at Beacon. He's got some paranoid, just the right to be paranoid. But Cordovan is just wow, just really just like everyone hates Atlas. Everyone kind of hated Atlas before the fall of Beacon. It's just we hate you now more. It's just great. And now I think I want to move on to the thing. Actually, no. Before moving on to the thing, Goldstar suggested is I want to move on to basically just kind of Crow.
Yeah.
Now he says that everything is fault. I think he mentioned something earlier in the volume, but everything is fault because of his bad luck semblance.
I mean, something that kind of that I kind of think about whenever he says that is, well, I mean, I do really feel bad about for him, especially since because before his before like everything was revealed with Osmond, he didn't really focus too much on his bad luck semblance because he thought that he was actually doing something for a purpose, to stop Salem. But when it was revealed that there was no way of stopping her, he kind of blames everything. Even though there's no possible way, he still blames it on his bad luck because it just happens way too much now.
Yeah.
And now that he doesn't feel the sense of purpose, even though he should start blaming it on the fact that there's no possible way, he starts blaming it on himself instead.
Yeah. What's it saying? Once an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times it's Crow's bad luck semblance. Yeah. But Crow's just being the press, I think. I don't think it's actually his semblance.
Yeah. I mean, I would be too, especially after it's revealed that my entire life I have been fighting for nothing.
Yeah.
Right? That hit him really hard, as we saw throughout the volume from the way that he drank alcohol, especially going back to Lost, how he was just collapsed under the stairs. It was either Yang or RWBY that mentioned that this was the worst that they have seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's obviously taken some sort of detrimental effect on him, which I'm curious to where that's going to lead him in the future for his character.
Yeah, me too. And now I want to move on to to Adam and then Yang and Blake. So Adam, he makes his appearance finally. And that's, I feel like, and I've seen some things that some people agree with that. Why was he in this episode? Feels just kind of random. I mean, this episode, I liked it personally, but I also feel like it didn't need to be in this episode. That he could have been in a different episode.
I mean, the only possible way that I can explain it is actually something that he says during the episode about how he was waiting so long for her to be alone. And I guess it could have happened next episode whenever it was actually revealed why she was doing it, why she wasn't kind of turning off the radar. But I felt like the moment that he saw that Blake was actually alone and trying to execute something on her own, that he had the need to stop her because he's kind of attached to her in that way, that he never wants to let her go and always wants to ensure that he has his sort of dominance over her.
Yeah, and wants to basically just kill her, I think.
Yeah, kill her, whatever.
I like that fight between Adam and Blake. And like it says, you stalked me over anime. I forgot how you pronounce it. But I really wish we could kind of actually see Adam. Like looking back now, those scenes of Adam before. I don't think I think when Yang sees Adam, it's PTSD. When Blake sees Adam, I'm thinking that may actually be Adam. I don't know. It's just something feels like that could actually have been Adam.
Yeah.
But I kind of like Adam's. I think it's the exact same design. It's just instead of his mask, he has a blindfold on. Which I don't know why. You can see from a mask. From blindfold, you can't see.
Yeah,
and I don't think their semblance, Adam, is, oh, I can perfectly see. I'm like Daredevil. I can be blind and see everything just fine.
Do you think something may have happened to his eyes throughout
No, I would think what happened was he just drew his mask down in the volume 6 trailer at the end of with the Adam short. At the end of
Yeah.
it, he just throws his mask down as he's leaving Haven.
Hmm.
Which again brings me to a point of in the first episode of Volume 6, we see Adam after he's killed those people who didn't obey him in White Fang,
Yeah.
and he's wearing his mask.
Hmm. Yes, that is something to point out.
And usually the character shorts are in continuity, like they're canon
Mhm.
with RWBY. But so he threw his mask down and he's like, "Oh, I'll pick it up, put it back on. Oh, now he just throw it away and put his blindfold on me."
I mean, do you think the Adam character short may have happened after the
No,
first
it looked like
episode?
the same, like the end, like everything was in the past, like everything was in the past, and it looked like at the end of Volume 5, that's when he threw down his mask.
Mhm.
Just like the setting and way to look.
Yeah.
Right now, just Adam appearing. It's cool. We finally get to see Adam. I wish we'd see him actually stalking,
Mhm.
like team just following.
Yeah, what would have been nice is throughout like the scenes where we see Team Movie, we can just see like a glimpse of some sort of feature of Adam, like his hair or like his outfit or like something in the background that kind of brings up the theme that he's there following them and waiting for the moment.
Not just like PTSD or whatever.
Yeah.
Flashbacks or something like
Yeah, not like a hallucination of him being there, actually him being there.
But I have a feeling working next up is a fight between Adam versus Yang and Blake.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited for that because I do think it's gonna happen in the next episode because Zane is actually going over there to see what's going on. And I did like a theme about like the fight that was going on here, about a theme of not letting the past go and kind of let it consume you to kind of I guess take revenge and have an impact on that person. Like how Adam said he'll never let Blake go, and how he's not gonna let how Blake said that she let go of everything that happened in the past, and how Adam kind of reacted to that outrage by pretty much just saying that you're trying to throw me away.
No,
How
like he said, like, is that what you did? Just threw our memories away?
Yeah, yeah, you're trying to throw memories away, and I guess that kind of fueled him in some sense. I feel like a theme of, I guess, just I'm not sure what's gonna be explored next episode when Yang joins in. But I know it's definitely gonna be interesting. Um, Personally, I would like to, even though it kind of hurts me because Yang is my favorite character, I would like to see some form of trauma within Yang whenever she does confront Adam because of what happened with her arm. But
I feel like after the fight between Yang, Blake, and versus Adam, I feel like that's gonna bring Yang and Blake closer to each other again.
definitely, yeah.
Are you I know Joe is, but do you ship any characters Goldstar?
Really weird topic to mention, but I not really, no.
No.
No, I just like to follow the canon mainly. Like
I saw some things about like some people saying that this would bring, I think it was a Yang and Blake ship thing is a Bumblebee or something.
yeah, well
And
I
this
definitely
will-
do know about the ships, but the fact of whether I support them or not is all followed through the show's continuity and not based off of theories.
Do you think that this will appear after
I mean,
the Adam fight or whatever?
I mean, it will appear in some sense to people who ship them because they probably take that whatever happens as them drawing closer as a shipping method. I mean, kind of just what happens, I guess. Maybe. If it does, good. If it doesn't, good.
You,
Either which way, I don't care. I'm happy either way.
yeah.
just
No,
as
no,
just as long as
yeah,
there's
that's it.
some character development, then
I think it'll be something's gonna happen to fight, something good or bad, something cool, something that's gonna further develop characters.
yeah. Speaking of just the fight in general, how Adam made his appearance, do you think Cinder and Neo will make an appearance?
You think it'd just be like Yang joins the fight and Cinder and Neo join the fight? and then everyone else after the Mech, and then the Mech joins the fight.
Not even just like a Smash Bros. Everyone is here. Just like Cinder and Neo join the battle. The Mech joins the battle. Everyone is here.
Yeah, but
That would be hilarious, but
I feel like everyone else is gonna be focused on taking down the Mech. Then we Adam versus Yang and Blake, and then Cinder Neo will pop up sometime, maybe next volume.
yeah. I
Or
mean,
something.
we do have, I believe we have 13 episodes in this volume. So we have 11, 12, 13. So that's 3 more episodes.
Yeah,
Um,
something like that. 13, 14 about something like that.
yeah, so I don't think this heist will last 3 episodes, like 3 more
I don't think so.
episodes. So it's
Like
definitely,
the Mech fight in Volume 2 only lasted 1 episode.
yeah. Unless they plan to have like 1 episode focus on just the Mech fight, 1 episode focus on the Yang and Adam fight, and another episode is like the last one or like the second to last one, or like second to last one, the last one will focus on the wrap up of it. I don't know.
Mhm.
That's the only way that this can last so long.
Yeah.
Because for me, it kind of seems weird that this heist would happen, and then what's gonna be the final event?
Yeah.
Like what's gonna be the finale of the volume?
Yeah.
So,
So anything else you want to just talk about?
I think I brought in my 2 cents. I think I'm fine.
Yeah. So we should wrap this up.
Yeah. Alright, so this has been episode 7 of our Knowledge of RWBY podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment your thoughts down below. Follow our Twitter.
As well as we were on RWBY Amino, so you can follow us there too.
Yes, Ruby and Mino. We really do use that to kind of. Well, it's mainly Knight who uses it, so I'll let you explain how you use it.
So what I use it for is basically just use it to look at what people's opinions are on like latest episodes, as well as to spread the word when their episode comes out.
Yeah, so if you follow us on Ruby Mino, you get that information. Your opinion could possibly help us create kind of the foundation of our episode.
Yeah, and I'll put a link to it in the description below.
Alright, yeah, so I have been your host, Goldstar. This is Knight, and we're signing off.